press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello students, welcome to the class, and I am here to teach you the poem Vocation. So Vocation is the beautiful poem written by Rabindranath Tagore. So Rabindranath Tagore is the poet of this poem. So let's know more about the poet. Rabindranath Tagore born 7th May 1861 in Kolkata and died 7th August 1941 in Kolkata. And Rabindranath Tagore is also known as Gurudeva. His notable works are Gitanjali, Manasi, etc. Many are there, but I have mentioned only two. And he won the Nobel Prize also. Rabindranath Tagore wrote national anthem for two countries. That is, one is for India and one is for Bangladesh. For India, he has written Jana Gana Mana, the national anthem for India, and Amar Shanar Bangala, that is the national anthem for Bangladesh. So he has written the national anthem for the two countries, and Rabindranath Tagore is popularly known as Gurudeva. So this is about the poet introduction. Now let's go to the poem. So before we go to the poem, I would like to ask you one question. That is, do you really like to go to school? You have to answer it very frankly. Do you really like to go to school? So in the class, if say some 30 students are sitting, among them 20 students may say yes, but there will be some 10 students very naughty and they don't want to come to the school. They are coming to the school only by the force of their parents. So some naughtiness will be there and they want to play whole day. They don't want to study. They don't want to do any homeworks. They don't want to be punctual in their works. Or the whole day they want to play. And sometimes they feel very much irritated to come to school. Why early in the morning I should get up, I should get ready, I should go to the school, and if I don't do the homework, I should get the scoldings from the teachers. Yes, again there will be the exams, and if I fail in the exam, parents again they will start scolding to me. So why these schools and all, I don't like the school. Such thinkings come to their mind, those who are not interested to go for the school. So they will be very innocent and very naughty and they want to play. They don't want to do any studies and any work, they want only to play. So here in this poem there is one small boy and he too feels that going school is something boring, something he don't like to go to school. So he wants to spend his whole day outside, somewhere on the playground, somewhere in the garden. So he don't want to go to school. He is only thinking that why I should get up early and go to school, why I have to study, why I have to struggle hard to get pass and good marks in the exam. So I don't want these all things, I want only to play. So there is one small innocent boy, there is one, and he is the person who speaks in this poem. And now let's come to know what is the poem about. And one more thing, when you come to school on the way, maybe you are coming to school by school bus or some private vehicle. So from your home till you reach the school, what all things you see on the road? You see some market area where people are selling vegetables and all. You see some shops where people are coming and they are taking the groceries. Or you may see some vendors standing here and there to sell the goods. So many things you see. People are working on the road, and you will take the school bag and you will take your lunch box and you will come to school. Correct? So here in this poem there is one small boy and he observes many things on the way he comes and go morning and the evening. The morning when he leaves the home to come for the school, he observed many things, and evening when he returned back to home, Then also he observed many people doing some work, and he is having one kind of thinking that I wish I was like them, I would be hurt like them, I don't want to go to school. So there are some thinkings and some imagination of that small boy, so that we will come to know in this poem. So dear students, keep your textbook open. Now I will read the lines. When the gong sound 10 in the morning, and I walk to school by our lane. So when the gong sound means when the clocks, there will be, there will be some particular clocks, and each and every hour it will give some musics. So that there is one clock, wall clock in that that small boy's home, and each and every hour it gives some music. And when gong sound 10, so when it is 10 o'clock in the morning, and I walk to school by our lane. So he comes to the school. What do you mean by lane? Lane means, dear students, take the pencil in your hand and just write down the meanings in your textbook itself. Just underline that word and you write down the meaning. The lane, the word lane means roadway. The word lane means roadway. When the gong sound 10 in the morning, and I walk to school by our lane. So early in the morning, what he do? He gets ready for the school. He takes his school bag and lunch box, and he starts walking to the school. Every day I meet the hawker crying. So what is the meaning of hawker? So write down, the hawker means a person who travels to sell goods. Hawker means a person who travels to sell the goods, and he will be calling out, he will be crying out the things what he is selling. For example, see some people, they will come to sell the vegetables. They will be shouting, they will be calling the vegetables names. So that is the other person who travel. He may be travel by his vehicle or by walk. So that is the person, hawker means he will be calling out the goods what he is selling, and he will be moving here and there to the street so that people can come out and purchase the things. Every day I meet the hawker crying. Crying means calling here. Bangles, crystal bangles. So there is a person who is selling the bangles, and he has holded some bangles in his hand and one bag on his shoulder, and he is crying, bangles, crystal bangles. So every day that boy meets, that means on the way he meets that person and observes him that he is crying, bangles, crystal bangles. There is nothing to hurry him on. So now the small boy thinks by looking him that how free that person is. There is no limitation, there is no particular time that he has to reach the school by this time. He has to reach to the home by this time. He has to sleep by this time. He has to go for tuitions for such particular time. So he don't have any restriction. So how aram se he is walking here and there crying, bangles, crystal bangles. That small boy becomes very happy. Oh, how nice the life is, that he is walking on the road. There is no restriction of time, and he is crying, bangles, crystal bangles. There is nothing to hurry him. So there is nothing that he has to run fast, that he may miss the school bus, or he may miss the prayer in the school. So nothing hurry. He is walking freely here and there. There is no road he must take. So there is no particular fixed road that he has to go on that road. He can go anywhere where he likes. But this boy, that small boy, he has the fixed road, that is from from home to school, then in the evening school to home. Only that fixed road he has to walk. He is not supposed to go anywhere else. But here the hawker, he can go wherever he wants. So nice. So how nice life he is leading. So that is the thinking of that small boy, that hawker is so lucky person that there is nothing to hurry and he can walk wherever he wants. No place he must go. So there is no fixed place he has to go. He can go anywhere. But that small boy, he has a fixed place. What is it? He has to go to school then back to home. Fixed place. He should not go here and there again. No time when he must come home. So there is no particular time for that hawker. Whenever he feels tired, he can come back to his home. But here, this small boy is not supposed to go home whenever he wants. He has to complete his school hours, then only he has to go. So there is no fixed time for him, but this boy is very much rigid. He has some particular fixed time that exact 10 o'clock he should come to school, exact 4 o'clock he has to go back to home. But that hawker, he is free, he can go wherever, he can come whenever he wants. So how nice. So I wish I were a hawker. So that the small boy is thinking that I wish I would not gone to school and I would have worked like that hawker. Spending my day in the road crying, bangles, crystal, bangles. So like that hawker, I wish I would have hold some bangles and walk on the road crying, bangles, crystal, bangles. There should not be any school and not particular fixed time to go and not particular fixed time to come back. I should be free to walk wherever I want and I should be free to come whenever I want. So such life I want. So I wish I would be like a hawker. So that is the thinking of the small innocent boy. So the first paragraph once again I will repeat. When the gong sound 10 in the morning and I walk to school by our lane. So lane means road. Every day I meet the hawker crying. Hawker means a person who travels to sell the goods. Every day I meet the hawker crying, bangles, crystal, bangles. There is nothing to hurry him on. There is no road he must take. No place he must go, no time when he must come home. See, I wish I were a hawker, spending my day in the road crying bangles, crystal, bangles. So, how I am restricted for particular work to do, that is in the school he has to study and evening when he come back he has to do his homework. But see how this hawker, he can do whatever he want. He can go wherever he want. He can come whenever he want. So how nice the life is. So I want to become a hawker. I wish I would be, I would have become like a hawker. I don't want to go to school. I don't want to be a school student. I want to spend my day on the road like that hawker. So he feels like that. So after crossing some distance, in the afternoon, he meets one more person. See the next paragraph. When in the 4 in the afternoon, I come back from the school. I can see through the gate of that house the gardener digging the ground. So late afternoon or evening we can say. At 4 o'clock the school leaves and he come back to his home, and on the way after crossing some distance he saw one home, and in that home one person, he is digging the ground in the garden. So I can see through the gate of that house the gardener digging the ground. He does what he likes with his spade. Means he is having spade. Spade is one kind of tool used to dig the ground. So he can do whatever he wants with his spade. But if I touch anything, my mother runs and she will scold me. Don't touch that one. Don't take that one. So see that man, he can take his spade and he do whatever he wants. He is digging the ground. So nice. And he is so happy to sit on the mud and dig the ground playing. But my mother, she is not allowing me to play in sitting on the mud and making the dress dirty. My mother doesn't like it. See that gardener, how nicely he is sitting on the ground, he is digging the ground. I wish, okay, he does what he likes with his spade. He soils his clothes with dust. So while digging the ground, he has made his dress almost dirty. So with soil, the dress has been dirty. So see how nicely, how freely he has made his clothes very dirty. But if I go to play and when I come back, if my dress becomes dirty, my mother scolds me like anything. See here gardener, how nicely he has made his clothes dirty. So nice, no, to see, isn't it? He does what he likes with his spade. He soils his clothes with dust. Nobody takes him to task if he bakes in the sun or gets wet. So here no one takes him to the task means no one punishes him, no one scolds him, no one stops him by doing that. What is that? If he gets baked in the sun, in the hot sun, if he is sitting in the garden and doing any work, nobody tells him anything. Baked means in the hot sun. See, if that small boy goes outside in the afternoon, mother starts shouting. It is so hot outside and so hot sun is there, why you are going outside, come inside. So like that mother will be shouting. But here if he bakes in the hot sun or gets wet, means during rainy season, if he stand in the rain also, no one will ask that gardener. But I am having the restriction. If I go in the hot sun outside, if I go outside when it is raining, I get scolding. Why like this to me and why not to that gardener? See how nicely he is making his dress dirty and how nicely he is playing with the mud and that spade. I wish I would have done like that and nobody should stop me for that. If I make my dress dirty, mother should not scold me. If I go and play outside in the hot sun, no one should stop me. If I go and gets wet when it is raining, then also no one should stop me. So like that, he wants the freedom from that restriction. So he says that he does what he likes with his spade. He soils his clothes with dust. Nobody takes him to task, means nobody punish him or nobody stops him doing that. If he gets baked in the sun or gets wet. So if you play in the water, then also nobody will see. He is taking some mud, he is taking the water and he is playing in the garden. And nobody stops him, he is making his dress dirty. Then why can't I? Why I am not allowed to do this? Why I am forced to go to school? That to particular 10 o'clock. And why I am fixed to come back to home at 4 o'clock only? Why can't I come early? If I become bored in the school, I should come early to the school. No one should stop me for that. If I feel that I have to play, I should go to play. Maybe in the hot sun, in the water, in the rain. No, I have to play. No one should stop me. So why I am not allowed to do such things? And why only gardener he is allowed to do? So such innocent thinkings are coming in the mind of that small boy. Just then, okay, so afternoon period is over here. Once again I will repeat. At the 4 in the afternoon, I come back from the school. I can see through the gate of that house the gardener digging the ground. He does what he likes with his spade. He soils his clothes with dust. Nobody takes him to task. If he gets baked in the sun or gets wet. I wish I were a gardener digging away in the garden and nobody stop me from digging. So I wish I would become a gardener so that I can play in the mud in the garden with my spade, water and make my dress dirty and no one should stop me. No one should scold me for making my dress dirty. No one should stop me if I am getting baked in the sun or if I am playing in the water. So I wish I were a gardener. I don't want to be a school student, I want to be a gardener. So that is the thinking of that small boy. So now morning, what he observes on the road, that imagination and that thinking is over. In the evening, what he sees the gardener, that imagination also over. Now it is the 9th time. I can see, okay, just as it gets dark, means in the evening, just as it gets dark in the evening and my mother sends me to bed. Usually mothers, they will be telling their children to go bed early so that you can wake up early. If you don't go to bed early and morning you won't wake up, and you will trouble me also. While mother goes and they wake up the children, they will not wake up. Yes, so they will trouble the mother. So like that he is saying that, so mother wants the children to sleep early so that they can complete their proper sleep and they should wake up early and they should be fresh. Just as it darks in the evening and my mother sends me to bed, I can see through my open window the watchman walking up and down. So when he is about to sleep in his bedroom, there is a window, and that boy, he just looks outside the window that one watchman is there and he is walking up and down. So what is the work of watchman? They will be watching the area or the house. So he is walking up and down. And seeing that, this boy becomes very happy. The lane is dark and lonely, means the road is very much dark and lonely. There is no people walking there. And the street lamp stands like a giant with one red eye in its head. So the street lights, there will be some street lights on little bit distance away. So the street light stands like a giant. Giant means like a devil, okay, with one red eye on its head. So the light focus, see there is one long stand and there is one light. It looks like it is a devil and there is a red eye on its head. So he imagines like that. The lane is dark and lonely, the road is dark and lonely, and the street's lamp stands like a giant with one red eye in his head. The watchman swings his lantern and walks with his shadow at his side. So the watchman, he is holding one lantern. Lantern means you know, na? That is one kind of lamp. He is holding, and shadow at his side means in the evening, in the dark we can see our shadow. And never once go to bed in his life. So no one force him to go to bed so that we have to wake up early for the school. How nicely he is walking on the lonely road. He is playing here and there with the lantern holding in his hand. If I go outside on that lonely road, mother will scold me like anything. She will pull me back and make me to sleep early. Why that watchman is allowed to walk up and down and play on the lonely road with the lantern and not I? I wish, and see one more line there, and never once go to bed in his life, and no one force him to go to bed. But see, for me, my mother is forcing me to go to bed early because I have to wake up early for the school. But this watchman, how nicely he is walking there on the road and he never goes to his bed in his life. So watchmen, their duty will be in the night itself. So they will not sleep. So he will never go to bed in his life. I wish I were a watchman walking the street all night. So I don't want to be a school student, I want to be a watchman so that I can walk on the lonely road up and down with the lantern and no one should tell me to sleep. I should walk and I should enjoy on that lonely road. I wish I were a watchman walking the street all nights, chasing the shadow with my lantern. So shadow, you know, shadow sometimes it falls right, left, back, front. So according to the light or shadow or with that help of some lights. So here he said that I want to chase. As we do any action, the same we can see our shadow. So he can play with the shadow. He can chase the shadow. He can run. He can go and catch the shadow. So such kind of game I can play if I am allowed to go on the lonely road in the night. But I am not allowed because I am a small boy now and mother wants me to sleep early so that I should wake up early for the school. But here watchman, he never goes to bed. He enjoy his night walking up and down on the lonely road. So once again I will read the last paragraph. Just look at it. As it gets dark in the evening and my mother sends me to bed, I can see through my open window the watchman walking up and down. The lane is dark and lonely, and the street lamp stands like a gate with one red eye in its head. The watchman swings his lantern and walks with his shadow at his side, and never once goes to bed in his life. I wish I were a watchman, walking the street all night, chasing the shadow with my lantern. So here are the three wishes of that boy. The first is he wished that he were a hawker, so that he can spend his whole day on the road. Wherever he want to go, he can go. Whenever he wants to come back, he can come back to home. So there is no fixed time for him. He can do whatever he like. That is the first wish. And second wish is he wish he were a gardener, so that he can play in the mud with the water and make his clothes dirty, and he can bake in his hot sun, or get wet in the rain or the water, or he can play in the water, and nobody should stop him by doing that. I wish I were a gardener. So that is the second wish. And what is the third wish? In the night he sees one watchman walking up and down, and looking at him he wish, oh, I wish I were a watchman, so that I can walk on that lonely road where it is very much dark and street lights are there, and one lantern. I can hold the lantern, I can chase the shadow, I can play with my shadow. So this is the wish of that small boy, but he don't want to go to school. He don't want his mother irritating him, or again and again warning him not to do this and not to do that. He should be free to do whatever he wants. If he wants to go to school, he will go, but whenever he wants to come back, he will come back in the middle, not wait up to the evening. So no one should stop him for doing that. Whenever he feel that he has to come back, he will come back. There should not be a fixed time that when the school will get over, then only you have to go home. No, I wish whenever I want I will go, and whenever I want I will come back. And I wish I can walk on the road, wherever the road I will like, I will go there. I can sit there, I can sell some goods there, and if I am tired I will come back early. Or I wish I were a gardener, playing in the mud with the spade, watering, removing flowers, or just catching some beautiful butterflies and making the dress dirty, to play in the water, or stands outside playing that paper boat in the rain. That all things I want to do, but no one should stop me from doing that. Or in the night, like watchman, how he walks up and down, and I am forced to sleep early. That it should not happen. Like the watchman, I should walk on the lonely street with a lantern, I should play with my shadow. So these are all the thinkings, wish of that small boy, which is expressed in this poem written by Rabindranath Tagore. Okay, so like this small boy, you may be having some wish. Oh, why I should go to school every day? I wish I were something, so that I should not go to school, I should do such work. Isn't it? So you will be having such kind of thinkings in your mind. You can write down if you wish to be something and don't want to go to school. If it is like that, you can just write down in the paper, so that when you come back to the school, we will discuss and we will have the fun. Okay. Now dear students, just look at the work, they are working with the poem. Just look at that working with the poem. There some questions are given, that is, who is the speaker in the poem? So who is the speaker? So the name of the boy is not mentioned. We can say that poet himself is a speaker. Who are the people speaker meets? So he meets a hawker, he meets a gardener and a watchman. Okay. So in the poem, the speaker name is not mentioned. we can understand that there is one small boy speaking in the poem, okay, and he meets the three person, that is hawker and gardener and watchman. So what wishes does the child in this poem make? Why does the child want to be a hawker, gardener or watchman? So I explained you. Hawker he want to become because he can walk on the road whenever he wants. There should not be any fixed time, and he can come back, and whichever road he likes, he should be free to walk. And why he want to become a gardener? To make dirty his clothes, to play in the garden, to play with the mud, to play in the water or play in the hot sun, and no one should stop him. Then why watchman? Because he don't want to go to sleep early. He want to walk like a watchman. He want to play with his shadow, with his lantern. Then from the way the child invites the hawker, the gardener, yes, how child must do. Okay, so the third one is left to you. So there are many things to do and not to do for the child. So do you think the wish what the child is expecting, that I wish I were a hawker? So it is correct. Being a small child wishing to be a hawker or to be a gardener or to be a watchman, is it correct? Or the mother, she is always stopping him not to do this and that. She wants the baby to sleep early and to wake up early. So it is right or wrong? And the mother wants the child to go to school at 10 o'clock and return back at 4 o'clock, and that should be a fixed road. He should not go here and there. There should be fixed one road to come and go. So this restriction is correct or wrong? So what is according to you? You have to think and write. And you can share your, if any imagination, if you are having that, oh, I wish I were something and I should not go to school. So such things also you can write down in the page, in the notebook, so that when you come back, we will read that and we will have the fun. I hope you understood the lesson, dear students. So read the whole lesson and underline the difficult words, and some words I told you, the meaning I told you. So I will repeat it once again, just check in your textbook, that is occasion. The occasion meaning means to take certain kind of work. To take certain kind of work, okay. Then lane, see I walk to school by our lane. The lane means roadway, okay. Then every day I meet the hawker. The hawker meaning is a person who travels to sell goods. A person who travels to sell goods, maybe by the vehicle or by walk, okay. So these are the two meanings here. And if you find any difficulty regarding this explanation, you can drop the message, we will clarify your doubts, okay. So read the poem one or twice so that you can understand very easily, and just imagine the feelings of that boy, that he wants to become a hawker or the gardener or the watchman. So what is your thinking to that? So the wish what the small child is doing is correct, or the restriction what he has, what the mother has made, that is he has to go to bed early, he has to walk on the same road, he has to come back at the school from the school at 4 o'clock, this all is correct or no? So you can discuss and you can write down that one and read the whole poem and understand the situation and the feelings of that small child in this poem, okay. And if you have any doubts regarding this, you can drop the message, we will clarify your doubts. Till then, take care, bye bye.